Good evening. Here it is, the beginning of week 5 already, and we are now halfway done with this little adventure in understanding and developing strategy. And I'd like to give you a little preview, as usual, of what's about to come this week. Talk a little bit about where we've been, and then maybe just make a couple comments about our project, which I see is getting everybody going, and this is again the major component of what I really want us to accomplish, and as we come to putting everything together that we've learned in not only this course but in courses that we've all taken before. So first, a little bit about where the past couple of weeks have been. I would like to mention, and I've mentioned it in writing, I've mentioned it in previous videos, and I'm mentioning it again tonight. You guys are doing extremely well on the discussion board. This is what I want us to be doing. The number of postings out there is just massive. This afternoon I was at about 150, 154, somewhere around that. I'm sure there'll be more. And what I really appreciate is the fact that there's a lot of interaction. People are addressing one another, challenging one another, agreeing with one another, disagreeing with me. This is all good stuff. And I particularly want to thank those of you who I could see took the comments I made on last week's board in the right spirit and made a couple of changes, and many of you took the just keep doing what you're doing comment, and it's right where it should be, and it's something that I hope everybody is getting something out of, because I see that there are many common threads in there, but 2 or 3 themes will develop, and I think people are helping each other understand what the week is about and what we're trying to do. So this is all a very great performance, and I couldn't be happier with it. Where are we going this week? Back to the text a little bit. Chapter 6. Chapter 6, you can see, is about something that the authors call business level strategy. And pretty much it's how our business is tailoring their strategies to the market conditions and the markets as they exist. And they give some really great examples out there. And as you go through it, though, you'll all see that this is a very, again, high level. We're not talking tactics. We're not talking individual product moves, individual positioning moves, and everything. It's all looking at very big picture stuff. And that's what this is all about. Remember, strategy is exactly that. It's big picture stuff. And I think that's what we want to keep in mind. And that's what you need to keep in mind as you go in and continue on with the project. Then we're going to move into a couple of videos that I've included from the Harvard Business Review over the last couple of years. And I precede them with my thoughts on an overused phrase that I mentioned in my print announcement, thinking outside the box, why I really don't like that phrase anymore. And then we move right into a video which talks about inside the box thinking. These, I think, are some very important concepts, and some very important ideas will come up out of that I think are going to maybe challenge your thinking and help you as you go into the project. We're going to talk about this idea of creative disruption, and just a whole bunch of things that are going on. Strategy is a place for big thinking, for bold thinking, but it's also for solid, thorough thinking. And I think the combination of the text, my lecture, the videos that are in there are going to start knitting that together. Not quite as wild as last week, where we had some presentations that were a little bit out there. I really enjoyed somebody, forgive me if I don't recall who right away, but somebody in the discussion board said the PowerPoint last week looked like it had been done by Matthew Lesko. That it was bold and splashy. It's actually done a lot of it by Tom Peters and his company, where I got a lot of the material from their site, which they encourage you. Talk about confidence. Here's a website that says pretty much take my stuff, please. Just let people know where you got it. And then a lot of that material also comes from me in the spirit of Tom Peters. And if you recall, Dr. Peters is the first guy you saw in the first week who was talking about why you should never hire anybody with a 4.0. And I think you've gotten used to me a little bit, the gray-bearded old professor and coach here. We're hardly the guy running around in the flashy sport jacket with the wild signs, but we get a little bit passionate about some ideas. And I think what we're trying to get you to do with some of the videos, some of the PowerPoints, some of the wild ideas I put in front of you, maybe some of the questions I even asked to get the discussion board started, is get you to think differently, think in a way you've never thought before. My biggest goal every time I enter this class is that I want every day that somebody comes out of it and says, gee, I never thought of it that way before. If we can get that done every time we go in and do something in this class and somebody triggers something that we think of, be it one of the presentations, be it another class member in the discussion board, be it something you've read, be it something this has caused you to maybe start following a set of links. If we can really get to the point where we all look at it and say, gee, never thought of it that way before, I think we've been successful. Now, finally, to some nuts and bolts on the project. Okay, a lot of you are getting started. A lot of the groups I can see are starting to figure out, what's this all about? Where do we go? What do we want? I've tried to answer some questions already in the general questions discussion board. Remember, this is a high-level executive view of a business strategy. The problem you have been presented with is a real problem. It came about as General Motors was going through the wind down of the old General Motors as the result of the last recession, and the new General Motors was starting up, and they were very close to literally shutting down Saab. They had tried divestiture, they had tried to get buyers, several deals fell through. Along comes Spiker. Now we have the situation as it is, and you're walking in at a point where you need to figure out, how would you make this merger work? What's a strategy that you can develop that will make this new company a viable, strong competitor in whatever market you want to take it into? The whole point is, I would like to emphasize, I don't want us reporting on what the real two companies have done. I want you to take this problem, this merger, this bringing together of two similar but also vastly different organizations, and what would you do? So the idea is to present your strategy. Your group is that senior level executive team presenting your strategy for the success of this new venture. What form does it have to take? I've answered several people, and I'd like to answer everyone. Whatever form you think. I just want it to be very professional, very well thought out, very well presented. And that means it can take many forms. It can be a PowerPoint. It can be a written report. It can be I've had people do a video. I had one class actually shoot a commercial for the new venture. So there are lots of things that you can do, and use your imagination, but use good sense. This is a strategy question. It's not just a marketing question. It's not a promotional question. It is, what strategy would you develop to make this new venture a success? And as I said previously in one of the announcements, you've been given this. You didn't have a chance to pick it. You didn't have a chance to decide this is something you want to work on. And this is very typical of many situations that we all find in our management careers. We're given a problem and told to make it work. And that's kind of what I've done to you. So please ask whatever questions you have. I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. But the project is squarely with you. It's yours. Do it well. Do it professionally. And I think you're going to learn quite a bit from it, and possibly even have some fun. Okay, thank you very much. And if there are any questions, please get to me. Thanks again. Bye.